So that was my little pit stop for a hot drink, which ended up being more of a lunch than just a hot drink. Now, just before we go any further, here's just a quick recap of what I got up to in the first part of this episode. And if you are new here, I'll pop up a link just above so you can watch part 1. Wow, and that view is absolutely breathtaking. I'm gonna go for something light so I can enjoy some more cafes here in Paris, because that's what it's all about when you're here. Now, without any further ado, let's dive into part 2. So that was my little pit stop for a hot drink, which ended up being more of a lunch than just a hot drink. It was actually really nice, so one of the places I would recommend. Speaking of recommendations, I remember in the very first episode I did mention to you what I didn't want the channel to become, how it's not about any monetary gain for me or any financial benefit. But the other thing which I just want to mention is I don't want to become solely just like a travel or lifestyle vlog, because that is not what this channel is about. I want to use this platform as a way to encourage you people out there to bring out the best in your life and get more freedom than just financial freedom. It's easy to say that you have financial freedom and you can do what you want when you want, but if you're not actually doing it, you haven't got any freedom at all. And I find that's a massive issue in today's society, where people are very able and capable financially to do what they want, but they've literally shackled themselves to their businesses, to their desks, and there's no getting away from it. So I really hope this channel can help you make the most of your life so you can live a fulfilling life. And speaking for myself, even though I'm out on holiday at the moment, in the evenings I will do a bit of catching up with my work. And I know that I have advised you guys, don't touch your laptops when you're at home, etc. But that's if that's causing you a problem. Now for me, I don't actually have to work. My business is run for me, whether I'm there, whether I'm not there. So I literally do not need to be working at all. But it's something that I choose to do to keep busy and to stay mentally engaged with myself. So when you have your own businesses and you can work the hours that you like, it's also very easy to become a bit of a couch potato and do nothing with your life, which is just as problematic. And you can end up going a little bit doolally. So I always encourage you guys to incorporate balance in your life between your work and personal life, and that goes both ways. You can't be too heavy-handed on one end of it. For example, just completely relax out and stop thinking about work or business. That isn't going to benefit you. What you want to aim to do is create a good healthy balance where you've got the best of both worlds. You're keeping yourself busy, and at the same time you're living the best life that you can in your personal life too. And you can do it. It doesn't matter what you're going through or how tough things are, whether you're at the top end, you've completely smashed it in business, or you're in a top end high paid professional job, or you're just starting out in business, or you've got a very basic salary job. It doesn't matter where you are on that scale, you can still look after yourself, your mental health, your well-being, and really enjoy your personal life with your loved ones and do the things that you actually like doing. Bringing harmony across your personal and work life is a bit of an art. It's something that you proactively have to work towards. What you can't do is just hope for the best and it'll work out. That's quite nice. All these colours in the window, I think they've done that quite nice. Really nice. Yeah, as I said, lighting. If I see lighting done nicely, it really does attract me. Now, this bit of music on the way back to the car really did ring a bell, but I cannot remember for the life of me where this music is from. So the great news is I did finally manage to find the car and where it was parked. So now we're just heading over to possibly...
Turn right onto Avenue Magmar.
After she lets me talk. So probably to one of the most iconic landmarks in the whole of Paris, and that is the Eiffel Tower. Now, it's not one of my personal favourite spots. I think it's just a little bit too touristy, but a lot of you might not have actually been there, so I thought, why not just do what the Romans do when in Rome, but we're actually in Paris, but you get the gist. It is fine. Paris is full of some real maniac drivers. Either they're really good at what they do and we don't know what we're doing, or they literally are terrible drivers here. I don't know, has anybody else had experiences of bumping into maniac drivers in Paris, or is it just me? Oh wow, there's an absolutely beautiful classic car coming up just behind me. Oh, it's a shame. I'll see if I can catch it in my rear dash cam, but I was trying to slow down so it tries to overtake me because I wanted you guys to see. I'm not sure what it is, but it's absolutely beautiful. In fact, what I might do is I'll just stop here in the middle of the road and hopefully they'll get annoyed and try to overtake me. Yeah, it's working, it's happening, here it goes. What is that? That is beautiful. It almost looks like an Aston Martin, but I'm pretty sure that's not an Aston Martin. But it's gorgeous, whatever it is. So as we walk up towards the Eiffel Tower, I'll just flip the camera around so you can see. You can just see the tip of it there going into the clouds. And I'll tell you what's incredible. Even though I said it's not one of my favourite spots, it's a bit touristy, but every time I see it, it just looks so amazing. Considering how old this place actually is, you can't replace old money with new money. It's just a totally different ball game. And the sort of detail, intricate detail that's gone into that structure, considering it's made of cast iron and it's not the easiest material on planet Earth to work with, let alone so many years ago when there wasn't that much technology and heavy lift machinery. So yeah, another engineering marvel, as I like to call them. We're getting up close as we just get a bit closer, as we just cross over the road. So I have just forgotten my body mic in the car, so you're going to have to excuse all the traffic noise in the background. So I'll try to speak a little bit louder and hopefully you can hear me. So the Eiffel Tower was famous anyway, but I don't know how many of you watched the Netflix series Emily in Paris. After that, it just became so famous. I remember I was here a couple of months back when it was the Olympics, and the amount of people that were just surrounding us. Oh my god, speaking of which, it seems to be another queue. I don't like queues, never have done, but let me just flip this camera around. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, that's probably just people standing on the bridge. That may not be a queue, but yeah, here's the view of the river that goes just by the Eiffel Tower. It's also actually started raining ever so slightly, which is not going to be fun, but let's see if it does start chucking it down. We'll head back out again and go to somewhere maybe indoors, but if the weather does hold up, hopefully we can make it to the top. Now that's what I'm talking about. As you start walking towards it, you just see the sheer scale of it, and even today on a grim cloudy day, it just makes you smile when you see how beautifully designed this piece of architecture actually is. And you've really got to see it in person to appreciate its scale in context to its surroundings, and considering how old this thing is, I just think it's marvellous. And it has just started trickling down just a little bit, but I don't think it's enough to stop me. And this is another one built in the 1800s, and when you think about it, how old this thing is, I mean, I've seen some really tall structures, like, you know, the tallest building in the world, which is actually in Dubai. But when you look at this, you just think, this just in scale feels so much bigger and taller when it's actually nothing compared to the tallest building in Dubai. And I think it's just a testament to French ingenuity and architecture, really. Let's even get a view from underneath the tower here now, and you'll see exactly what I mean. So I've just got myself a ticket to the lazy option, which is the lift that takes you up to the top. Unfortunately, they are doing some renovation works right at the top, so it can only go to halfway today. But nevertheless, if I did try to take the stairs, it would have been 1,600 steps to the top, so half of that is about 800, which I think I'm going to avoid given the amount of steps I've been going up today and all those spiral staircases. So I'm just going to enter one of the, what do we call it, one of the legs of the Eiffel Tower. So this is the entrance in. Hi, hello. So I think they actually lied to me. There's still a few steps here that we have to go up. of just the other side, which is equally just as beautiful. The amount of historical architecture you can see from this view is unbelievable, that they've been able to maintain all the historical buildings and landmarks, which I think is an incredible conservation effort by the French authorities. Look at these heavy riveted steel beams. It would have been a nightmare to get up here back in the 1800s. What's fantastic is actually cafes and shops up here too, inside the Eiffel Tower itself. But I think I'm done with the hot drinks and snacks for now. So yeah, I think we'll go somewhere nice a bit later. I've got a couple of places in mind, so let's just see where the road takes us. Halfway down I stumbled across this little cafe here, which I thought looked quite nice. So yeah, there you go, there's a cute little cafe. I've been told there's a glass floor experience here somewhere, so I'm going to check that out. I've never actually seen it before, and I'm not actually scared of heights normally. Glass floor at this height. Let's see. So I just asked one of the staff members where the glass floor is, and then I just happened to look down and I was like, whoa, that's quite a drop. Now, if it wasn't raining, that would have been pretty scary. Here's one of the gigantic foundation padstones for one of the columns off one corner of the Eiffel Tower. It's probably difficult to comprehend the proportions of it through video, but that is seriously a mammoth padstone. So there we are, that was the Eiffel Tower, and I did want to stick around a little longer so I could have shown you the flashing lights on the Eiffel Tower when it gets dark, but there's about an hour and a half left and I don't fancy wasting too much of the evening. And so I'm thinking of heading over to another quick site before it gets dark, and if we manage to pass this place again on the way, hopefully you can see the flashing lights. Now, I really did not want you to miss out on the flashing lights on the Eiffel Tower, so here it is doing its thing, looking absolutely amazing. Not only do the lights flash, but there's also a spinning beam right at the top, which I think looks absolutely fantastic. So I started chucking it down now. I just want to appreciate these little two ducks enjoying their life. Not a worry in the world. So I've decided to take a slight detour. I was going to head over to the Louvre Museum, but given the weather conditions, I've had a slight change of plan. I think I'll head out and find somewhere nice to eat. I mean, the traffic's also building up now, it's getting a little bit dark. I also do want to get in a decent bit of rest before my very long journey over to the Swiss Alps tomorrow morning. We're going to set off as early as possible, so it's quite a long, I think it's around about a 10-hour journey, so the earlier I can be out, the better. So it would be nice to get a little bit of rest. So this is another famous street for shopping, George V Street. You've got all your LV luxury living shops here and so many home stores. So it's really good for shopping. As you head to the end of George V Street, you head to Ponte de Alma, the tunnel, where sadly Diana, the Princess of Wales, lost her life back, I think it was around about 98, 97, something like that. I remember that time actually. It was quite a sad time for everybody. I would have been around about, I think, 6 years old, something like that. And literally everybody was just crying. And I remember that day we were going to my cousin's house in Sheffield, and all the elders, they were all in tears, and she was clearly loved by so many people. As sad as death is, it's unfortunately the hard truth of life. So I always stress to everyone, enjoy your life where you can. Don't spend 24/7 of every day and every week working. Work hard, that's fine, but make time for yourself so you can enjoy your life and get to do the things that you want to do as well, rather than the things you have to do only. So I decided to jump into Carrette for my last evening meal in Paris. So let's see what's on the menu. We'll have a look at what they've got. So for the hot drink, I decided to go for a ginger passion fruit. Just let this brew up a little bit and we'll see how that is. Passion fruit is one of my favourites, but what I love most about this one is it actually has a lot of ginger in there, which is it's really good for the cold weather. And for the main, I've gone for a mixed tomato and pesto sauce penny pasta, which is one of my favourites. And that is a beautiful pasta. Love it. One of my favourite places to come to in Paris. Correct. There's a few about, and they're all really nice. Their menu, when it comes to desserts, amazing. Hot drinks, fantastic. And the main dishes, they're just as good as well. So if you are planning a trip to Paris, be sure to check out Correct, because I think the food here is always on point. You can't go wrong with it. Especially if you're looking for something that's vegetarian or halal. At least here you know you've got a good vegetarian option, so you can't really go wrong. Given the amount of hot chocolate I've already had today, I really shouldn't be trying out another one. But anyone that's been to Carrette in Paris will know it's probably the best hot chocolate you can get in town. So I just couldn't help myself but to try out one more cup before I left. So that almost concludes today's vlog, and just before you go, if you have missed the beginning of this journey when we left England, check some of my previous vlogs. You can see the journey when we set off from Birmingham. And as always, I hope you are enjoying the content, and most of all I hope you're finding my tips and tricks helpful and they are helping with your work-life balance. And I know today's video didn't have as many tips and tricks as I normally have, but I just want to share my experiences with you. So a bit of practical advice sometimes goes a long way, and I hope that my journey has encouraged you to get out there, catch your dreams, and don't just be stuck in work for the rest of your life, so you can start to enjoy your life too. So for now, keep on working on your personal and professional goals, and let's work out the best work-life balance that we possibly can together. So thank you for joining me on my journey so far, and I will see you in the next one.